Senator Klobuchar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Senator Padilla. I'd like to first extend my condolences to the family of Sarah Beckstrom. Her death is heartbreaking. She volunteered to work on Thanksgiving, and we also are praying for the recovery of Andrew Wolf. Their shooter needs to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. But today we're talking about something else, which is the vetting process and what we can do to strengthen our system, more practical, more effective ways to both strengthen our national security while honoring, Mr. Youssefy, the service of those who served with our troops in Afghanistan. So I've led bipartisan legislation with a number of Republicans, including conservative Republicans. This has yet to pass. Over the years, we've improved it. We've added, at the request of Republicans, several provisions, but it still hasn't passed. And I think in there, and I'm happy to work with people on it, could be one of the solutions. It's an additional layer of vetting for Afghans in the U.S. who are here on a temporary basis as part of a process to adjust their status. One version of it with several changes was included in a bipartisan immigration bill in 2024. So I just have questions, first of all, to you, Mr. Youssefy. Sergeant, it is widely known that the motto of the Marines is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, and as I see it, you have lived up to that motto twice over, first as an interpreter for the U.S. government, and then as a U.S. Marine. What have those words meant to you? And as you remember other Afghans who also served and sacrificed alongside U.S. forces, how should the idea of being faithful apply to them?
Semper Fidelis, Madam Senator. The motto of Semper Fidelis, we know that it goes back long history in the Marine Corps, but meeting at this time, being always faithful is the people, the communities that I'm involved with in Michigan. There's like over 200 communities, which are, most of them are from 0 units, and they are proving it every day by paying their taxes, by going to their work, by sending their kids to school, by making their doctor appointments, by making sure that they live to the American standards, and they are every day doing their best to make this place home.
Thank you very much. Mr. Blackburn, thank you for your remarkable service in uniform as a Green Beret and for your dedication to helping Afghan allies. As you know, many veterans organizations, American Legion, VFW, support the bipartisan legislation that I just referenced to provide Afghans who undergo additional vetting with some kind of a pathway to permanent residency. Our bipartisan bill with several Republicans would apply the comprehensive vetting standard used in other parole status cases. And again, we're open to improving this, but it's something that has not been done in any systematic way. And you need a carrot and a stick here, and I really think that we need to look at something like this. Biometrics, in-person interviews, checks by all relevant security and intel agencies, medical screenings, and then getting conditional status. And then again, the Department of Homeland Security would have to verify. As I noted, this was part of an earlier border agreement. Can you elaborate on why American veterans have been some of the most outspoken supporter of the Afghan allies, from helping during the withdrawal to supporting resettlement to standing alongside them in their immigration hearings?
Yes, ma'am. I think earlier someone on the a senator spoke to a moral injury, and I believe that's exactly what happened when we saw the fall of in August of 2021 with our Afghan partners. And from that point, we felt the need to do something positive to affect their lives. And that's why we came together in these mesh networks to try to figure out what to do, but to do it legally. As you spoke to just now about the bill that you guys have pending, that process is what we wanted to be part of. We wanted to be part of something positive to help people that worked with us, that fought with us, that died alongside of us, and their families. And we just could not turn our back on them, even though we were going through a pretty catastrophic event at the time.
Right.
So that is why I believe veterans and myself and others have poured their life, some of us have poured our life savings into this. I know that sounds
I
strange.
know you have, and it's about keeping this covenant.
Yes, ma'am.
The people that stood up for you,
Is-
and I
you know,
appreciate that.
The oppressor liber
Yeah.
is liberate the oppressed, and that's what we're doing.
Mr. Chairman, could I ask one more question of Mr. Hankinson? Thank you. Mr. Hankinson, the Afghan SIV program has had bipartisan support in the Senate for many years. These visas are issued for what we call faithful and valuable service to the U.S. Over the past year, even as other pathways closed, this program remained operational until recently. My legislation, I should say our bipartisan legislation, a lot of people on it, would require a strategy for improving the SIV program and making it work better, more efficient. From your experience, what process reforms would you recommend prioritizing? And have you found some vetting processes that you think would be helpful?
When I looked at the original SIV process that was used in Kabul, and this visa was expanded dramatically beyond just normal embassy employees as it was typically used for the Iraq and Afghan populations, it seemed to be pretty stringent, and I think Mr. Yousefi explained how he went through it, and, it was very careful, but the standards were dropped massively during the evacuation crisis. And then they created parole and other pathways which had none of the controls. So if ever we were to resume processing SIVs, the controls and the processes would have to go back to the way they were. So we knew who these people were. We had all of the same documentation and interviews that we had originally.
Okay, really appreciate it. Thank you, all of you.